Guys, I don't know how this is going to look, but this video took me like 20 hours to make because for some reason this statue does not like to work. This statue does not like to work outside the stadium. It only works inside the stadium, and that is it. But let's go ahead and get right into this. The Vikings won the other day against the Bears, and I thought, why not celebrate their victory with a statue, which is the Kings of the North. So, all right, let's get through all this little cutscene crap, and let's take a look at this statue because it is a massive, massive statue. So starting off right away, we got ourselves a lion chained up, held by none other than a Viking, going ahead and repping the Vikings on the shield logo. And you can see right here, absolute monster size-wise. The next one we have here is the Chicago Bears, a bear severed head just sitting here because obviously the Viking took care of the Chicago Bears. And then we have a piece of cheese, which looks like a blade or a knife of some capacity is going through it. And then what we have is going to be... Actually, I didn't realize this, so I thought it was a bear severed head. It's not. It's actually a bear like a rug type of concept. So, as you can see, we go throughout here. It's actually a rug concept because here's the claws of the bear. That goes all the way over here where the claws would be. So, this is actually a bear-like cloth thing that you would put on the ground. So, interestingly enough, the Viking taking care of business and getting the job done. So, this is called the NFC North Champions, the King of the North. Now, will the Vikings win the North? We'll have to wait and see. Potentially, I guess, anything is possible. At the end of the day, it's going to be a long season, so there's going to be one person who wins, and that man's face does not look like someone you want to mess with. I'll be honest with you, that is not someone you want to mess with. Oh, man, Vikings have always been, like, the most, the most fierce fighters out there. So again, like I said, this would not work. This statue would not work on the outside of the stadium. It only works on the inside. So this actually worked out very, very well for what it is. And we got look at all that little detail. I love this, how this turned out. I will say last year, statues really weren't the greatest because of the detail. This year, they just got so much better. And obviously, the sunlight coming in is what giving, somewhat of this light. But obviously, when you're not facing the sun, it's just going to look like that. So, it is what it is. But just the detail of the blade with the, cuts of it. Just, freaking love it, man. Now, I'm not sure how in real life you would ever, I guess roll this statue off the field. But, yeah, just... insanely crazy. Now, taking a look at it in Blender to get a generalized look of what we're looking at right here. Obviously, I think the detail did a really good job here. But this is what the Viking looks like. We have, of course, like I said before, we have the, bear with the thing here. So that's all four of his claws. We have the lion, sleeping lion there. And, of course, we do have the piece of cheese with a knife through it. So, I think it actually turned out very well. Again, like I said before, this video took me like 20 hours to make because this statue was probably the most difficult statue I've done so far. Creating the statue and then putting it in Madden. But look at that bad boy. Just works out so freaking well. Yeah. Again, like I said, I think the Packers are going to win the NFC North. That's my personal opinion. But if J.J. McCarthy plays like he did in the second half the other night versus the Bears, there is a lot of good reason why the Vikings could easily take over this division. Like, they could be the dominant one in this division if they play like they did the other night versus the Bears in the second half. First half was kind of questionable. Second half actually worked out very well. But Lions don't look too good right now. The Bears look awful. It's between these two teams right here. The piece of cheese with the knife through it and the Minnesota Vikings. It's what's going to be at the end of the day, baby. It's what's going to be at the end of the day. Can you see him from the outside of the stadium? I don't think so. Like, I guess if you're like going in here, you probably, okay, no, well, the elevation is kind of wonky, but now you can't. See, this is why this statue, it does not like it when you look at it at certain angles. It is so picky and choosy where you can look at it, where you can't look at it. It's so weird. And if you put it on the outside of the stadium, you can only see it from inside the stadium, and if you go outside the stadium, you can't see it anymore. So it's like, ugh. I love this statue, but I hate it at the same time. Tell me down below your thoughts, Pete, and see you guys next one.